Yes, sir.
You understand that if you're placed on probation of any kind, you cannot violate any criminal laws of any governmental unit.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that if you're on probation, you must follow all the special conditions of probation?
Yes.
Do you understand that if you fail to follow all the special conditions of your probation, then you will be subject to revocation of that probation for the balance of your sentence?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that you're not allowed to possess or use a firearm while on probation?
Yes, sir.
Are you a United States citizen?
Yes.
Do you understand that by pleading guilty to a felony, you may not receive, possess, or transport a firearm?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that doing so will result in new criminal charges for which you will face a sentence between 1 and 5 years?
Yes.
Do you understand that by entering a plea of guilty today, you are waiving any and all defenses, including any mental health defenses?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that by pleading guilty, you are giving up the following rights: the right to trial by jury, the right to remain silent, the right to confront witnesses against you, the right to the assistance of counsel, the right to the presumption of innocence, the right to appeal if convicted of these charges at a trial?
Yes, sir.
Is it your decision to waive these rights, which means not to use them and enter a guilty plea today?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced, threatened, or promised you anything to get you to enter a guilty plea?
No, sir.
Is it your decision to enter a guilty plea because you are in fact guilty?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to the charges of hijacking a motor vehicle, originally in the first degree, reduced to the second degree, and possession of tools for the commission of a crime in indictment number 24SC 003524?
Yes, sir.
You have to say guilty or not guilty.
Hmm?
You have to say guilty or not guilty.
I'm guilty.
Is this guilty plea freely and voluntarily given with full knowledge of the charges against you?
Yes.
Do you understand that you have only a limited right to appeal this guilty plea conviction?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that you have only 30 days from today to file a direct appeal of this conviction?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that you have until the last day of the current term of court to file a motion to withdraw your guilty plea?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that if you wish to challenge the voluntariness of your guilty plea, you must do so by filing a habeas corpus petition?
Yes.
Do you understand that for a felony charge, you have only 4 years from today to file a habeas corpus petition?
Yes.
Are you stipulating to fact?
But it's not a negotiation over here. We'll stipulate to a factual basis, Your Honor. Did you say what your recommendation was? Oh, I didn't know if you had said his recommendation. I'm sorry, Your Honor. What we're asking for, Your Honor, Mr. Grady was 18 at the time of this offense, almost 19. He hasn't had any trouble since. His grandmother is here. He's been working at Checkers restaurant. He's prepared to go and obtain his GED. What has changed in his life since this offense is he's got a 2-year-old daughter that he takes care of. And since he hasn't had any issues since this offense in 2022, we're asking the court to give him a chance. He did 170 days in the Fulton County Jail when he was arrested. We're just asking for the court to consider 5 years to serve 1 commuted to the time that he served in the Fulton County Jail. And then balance being on probation. He's, again, only 21. I think this was something that happened when he was very young. And what he did was there was a vehicle at a gas station running with the door open. He walked by, got in, and pulled off in that vehicle. The owner of the vehicle was in another car behind. Him and his wife had come to the gas station together. He approached the car. They exchanged words, and Mr. Grady drove off. It was just a stupid crime. He was apprehended. The car was returned. And so he did do 170 days, so we're asking for time served, Your Honor.
Okay, Your Honor, the defendant is on probation for docket 22 SC 183257. This case is not a violation of this probation. he does have 6 months and 27 days remaining on that case. It is a first offender. And it appears that he was arrested around the same time for the case he's on probation for, but the charges for this case were dismissed. And probation is asking if the court is willing to give this young man time for both cases to expire around the same time, so he can not be on probation.
So when does the older case expire?
It expires 8/11/25.
So you're asking for basically what Mr. Norman's asking.
Yes, sir.
Well, how's he been doing on probation?
He's been doing well. He's currently on contact reporting. He don't have to call and to report, so he's at the finish line.
What about you, Grandma? What do you say?
I haven't had, he lives with me, I'm trying to take care of this girl, he's trying to get anything. I don't have no problem about it. He's a good child.
He kind of disappointed you there with that decision, right? We all disappoint somebody at some time. That's what we did. What are you playing? What do you want to be when you grow up? Maybe I'm looking for advice myself.
When I do get my GED, I want to go to the Army.
Hoorah! Just stole my heart. Did Mr. Norman tell you to say that? 'Cause he.
No, Your Honor.
Judge, your grandmother was just saying something.
I'm sorry, Grandma.
A matter of fact, they called my mom to get in contact with him about last week about trying to put on.
Oh, so you've met with a recruiter? You had just Googled it, right? You've met with a recruiter?
Yeah, I talked to him on the phone.
All right, so, well, they're gonna leave you alone now. When you plan on going and seeing? Do they, I mean, do they know about the trouble you've been in? I know the first offender will go away, but they take you on this, do you know?
I'm not sure yet.
I'm not sure. Did you tell the recruiter that you've been in a little bit of trouble?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but you probably didn't go into a whole bunch of detail, right?
Yes.
I don't know if there's anything I could put in there that would help with your recruit.
Well, I mean, we can add into the sentence that, you know,
I can add this to the.
dismissed if accepted into the Army.
Says the state. Maybe the state's gonna see it, not do it. I mean,
State is trying to keep his job.
yeah,
I wish you well, sir. I can't agree to that.
yeah, I'm trying to see.
Any guns in- What's that? Any guns in the case?
No guns. The gun count was dismissed. And the reason that is there was a video of the incident and there was no gun.
How we gonna know if he joins?
If he,
If he joins?
oh,
Not just goes, sees him and gets turned down. I mean, joins, enlist, goes, basic, I'm talking, we used to call them real army when we were full-time, we called them RAs, real army. So not the National Guard, not the reserves, I love them. Great, but I'm talking like, I think you need the real army to get you, you know, motivated and on the right path and give you some skills you'll be able to work. I mean, tons of benefits out
on proof of full-time enlistment.
and sworn in and entering them. There's a whole thing. So you go in, you swear in once, then you go home. You don't know that you cannot go back and swear in the second time. Go in the second time, you swear in, and then they put you on the bus. How committed are
I'm fully
you?
committed.
I'm looking at Mr. Norman.
You're not going with you.
Yeah. I'm too old.
Oh, yeah, can you call and just, you know, ask is what I can do, if, you know. Let's find out from the gentleman.
We can-
upstairs. I mean, down
Oh, yep,
upstairs.
sign it. We can step back, Your Honor, while we,
Okay, so we'll stand by on that, Mr. She's gonna call out. and blind him. He outranks, let's look. I wanna help you, especially since you made that decision. But now you can't let your grandma take you out, talk you out of going, because, you know, grandma's and mama's gonna want you to go. You know about that, grandma?
Ma'am,
Does he talk to you about the military? Cause sometimes mamas.
yes, because my father was in the Marines, I'm gonna talk about so, so this is, yeah, give me something that I could hire.
He's the director. All right, so she's gonna find out from Judge Lamb.
Would you like us to step back and handle something different?
No, she's on the phone.
Oh, she's on the phone now.
Come back.
I'm sending it to you.
All right, he'll respond to it anyway, and maybe, I don't know if he's on the phone.
Just stop it, it's,
Okay.
that's the one problem there.
Yeah, can we give it a step out for a second? We're gonna break for a second, we can come back.
Okay, let's
Yeah, you want
have
to
a seat
step back?
and then we'll come back.
Real quick, I'll come back to that for a second.
Ms. Carter.
Judge, I've got positions 1, 2, and 4 ready.
Okay.
Start with position 1, Mr. Edrin Chambers. Mr. Chambers.
Did you have a case? Did you do a voluntary? His
I
name came up like this.
don't know. I think there was but we looked at a bench warrant at one point.
And that name sounds familiar.
You and Mr. Chambers, raise your right hand. Hey, if you swear a firm testimony about to give is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. All right, so, 22 SC 183146, Edmund Schwall'S Chambers. Go ahead, can you state, spell your name? Full name for the court?
Edrin Maurice Chambers, Edrin, Maurice, Maurice, Chambers, Chambers.
Go ahead, say the state.
Mr. Chambers, are you at this time taking or under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, or medication?
No,
Is there any medication that you normally take that you have not been given?
no,
How old are you?
40,
How far have you gone to school?
11th grade.
Are you able to read, write, and understand the English language?
Yes,
You understand that you've been charged with the following offense: possession of cocaine,
yes,
originally in the indictment, possession of cocaine with intent to distribute, and 2 counts of willful obstruction of law enforcement officers. But that will be changed to 1 count of felony possession of cocaine.
And
You
that's,
understand that?
You don't cross any other thing.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay,
and just to make sure we perfect the record, it's going to be possession of a Schedule 2. I think that's how it's written on the statute. And that's under 161330 C.
Do you understand that you have the right to plead either guilty or not guilty to these charges?
yes,
You understand that if you plead not guilty or remain silent, you may receive a jury trial?
yes,
Have you had enough time to speak with your attorney about all the facts and circumstances in this indictment?
yes,
And, would you like more time to discuss the case with your attorney, Ms. Charlotte Carter?
no,
Are you satisfied with her services?
yes,
You waive formal reading of the indictment, Ms. Carter?
yes.
Yes,
Do you waive any and all defects?
Oh,
in
no,
the
sorry.
indictment?
so wait.
The state is unaware of any outstanding warrants related to these charges. Do you or your client have any knowledge of any outstanding charges?
No,
Has your attorney advised you of the minimum and maximum sentence for each charge that you're pleading to?
Yes,
You understand that possession of Schedule 2 carries with it a 1 to 5 year sentence range?
yes,
it's actually 150. I believe it's a 1 to 15 range. So just to perfect the record on that.
Yes, 1 to 15.
And then it goes by grams. And based on the subsection C, it's going to be 1 to 15.
Do you understand that you are entering a negotiated plea of guilty, which means the state will make a recommendation to the court, but if the court does not have to accept that recommendation, they can reject it and sentence you to the max?
yes,
You understand that the state is offering 5 years to serve 1 commuted to the time served, balance probated, and 100 hours of community service?
yes,
Do you understand that if there are multiple charges that you're pleading to, the court also has the right to run those sentences consecutively?
right, yes,
Do you understand that if you're currently on probation or parole, your probation or parole may be revoked based on you entering a guilty plea today?
yes,
Do you understand that if you're placed on probation of any kind, you cannot violate any criminal laws of any governmental unit?
yes,
Do you understand that if you're on probation, you must follow all the special conditions of your probation?
yes,
Do you understand that if you fail to follow all the special conditions of your probation, then you will be subject to revocation of that probation for the balance of your sentence.
Yes.
You understand that you are not allowed to possess or use a firearm while on probation.
Yes.
Are you a United States citizen?
Yes.
You understand that by pleading guilty to a felony, you may not receive, possess, or transport a firearm.
Yes.
You understand that doing so will result in new criminal charges for which you will face a sentence between 1 and 5 years.
Yes.
Do you understand that by entering a guilty plea today, you are waiving any and all defenses, including any mental health defenses?
Yes.
Do you understand that by pleading guilty, you are giving up the following rights: the right to a trial by jury, the right to remain silent, the right to confront witnesses against you, the right to the assistance of counsel, the right to the presumption of innocence, the right to appeal if convicted of these charges at trial?
Yes.
Is it your decision to waive these rights, which means not to use them, and enter a guilty plea today?
Yes.
Has anyone forced, threatened, or promised you anything to get you to enter a guilty plea?
No.
Is it your decision to enter a guilty plea because you are in fact guilty?
Yes.
How do you plead to the charge of possession of a Schedule II substance and indictment number 22SC183146?
Guilty.
Is this guilty plea freely and voluntarily given with full knowledge of the charges against you?
Yes.
Do you understand that you have only a limited right to appeal this guilty plea conviction?
Yes.
Do you understand that you have only 30 days from today to file a direct appeal of this conviction?
Yes.
Do you understand that you have until the last day of the current term of court to file a motion to withdraw your guilty plea?
Yes.
Do you understand that if you wish to challenge the voluntariness of your guilty plea, must do so by filing a habeas corpus petition?
Yes.
Do you understand that for a felony charge, you have until 4 years from today to file a habeas corpus petition?
Yes.
Father, if this case were to go to trial,
We'll stipulate to the facts unless you.
Okay. Not gonna think. I'm right over it.
Judge, we are just asking the court to accept the plea as negotiated. Mr. Chambers did have one request. If the court would possibly consider suspending the probation at any point, so long as he stays out of trouble. He is currently working as a driver for a nursing home, driving patients back and forth to doctor's appointments and any other needs that they have. He also has 2 children that he's helping support through college at this point. One is in nursing school, and I believe the other is undecided, and at a community college.
I'm here for probation.
Nothing further today.
So it sounds good, Ms. Carter. I see you had a couple times where it was like probation violation or FTAs.
Yes, Judge. We talked at length and we went through his criminal history because it's always hard when you're telling a client that their criminal history follows them, and they're like, "What I did that time, I paid my penance," and that's what I was talking to Mr. Chambers about, and we really talked about how he's changed his life and how he's made a move. So now he's not living in that area anymore, and he's since moved into the Kirkwood area, and he's not around the same people. He also ran into some health concerns, and he knows that he has to start taking care of himself in order for those concerns to subside. So I do think Mr. Chambers is on a better track. And also, I think that we get lost in this, the drugs is this like quick buck, but at the end of the day, it's not really a quick buck because you're constantly sort of re-upping and the danger of it all. And after this incident, I don't think we'll see Mr. Chambers back here, especially, we talked about we negotiated dismissing the obstruction based on his interaction with police officers. And while I believe that it was way over aggressive in the way that they treated Mr. Chambers, and I'm hoping him moving away, the health concerns, as well as this arrest will steer him from coming back before the court.
So what else you want to do, Mr. Chambers? Like I said, I'm looking for suggestions.
I'm just trying to do better than all the stuff that I keep having. I keep having problems, just keep trying to overcome everything and just keep moving forward.
Some of us kind of hanging out with the same people, right?
Yeah, kind of, sort of.
Remember when you growing up, all around you're around your folks or grandparents, but they'd always say, "But I like Candace Sanders. Candace always got in trouble." And they said, "Candace is doing it, you're doing it." But I don't do that.
Right.
They're like, you're guilty by association. That's Unfortunately, that happens. It shouldn't, but yeah. Sometimes you gotta say, hey, you do what you gotta do. I don't wanna go to prison.
That's where I'm at now.
Absolutely.
That's where
All right,
I'm
so
at
you got
now.
a full-time job, you like it?
It's part-time. It's just like by me having the arrest like a couple of months ago, stuff just got tossed up. Like I ain't have nothing going on, so I just took a little part-time something just to make some money.
But I bet, probation could help you find a full-time job.
Yeah, I already know. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I bet.
Kirkwood's nice too. I like that area. All right, so, I'll accept this plea as freely, voluntarily, intelligently given, and will add no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, no replicas of weapons. All right, I'm a government community service, so if you work full-time, are you gonna be able to do that?
It's part-time.
I mean, but what if she helps you get a full-time job?
Well, I gotta do it. It gotta be done.
Outstanding. Y'all talking to these people just make me happy. Outstanding, because there's always the weekend, right?
Yeah, you gotta do it.
All right, outstanding. I'll accept this, sir. Balance probated, 5 years, 1 year balance probated. Thank you, sir. Best of luck to you.
And
All right, thank you.
Judge, you did just our question about suspending any
Yes.
portion of it, if the court would consider that. You just never answered. I
Oh,
just
yeah.
wanted to answer on the
How about
record.
you? Go ahead.
Probation disagrees with the early suspension. This is the defendant's second, drug, conviction. Two were resolved by first offender. Probation doesn't agree.
If you got into some drug rehab, hypothetical. If you had a drug problem, would you go to rehab? But if you were hypothetically making money off of drugs, would you stop doing that?
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
I would.
Yes, to both?
Yes.
Let me ask you a question though. Who you just living by yourself? You living with somebody?
It's like with my mom and it's crazy.
Okay, and your mom is working, not working?
Yeah, she works.
Okay, so she's helping support you. You helping her?
Both.
So who's gonna pay your probation fee?
I can pay it.
I mean, if we could suspend a portion of the probation fees, at least for maybe the first year, that I think that would be helpful to Mr. Chambers. I do understand he is working. Excuse me, I need a tissue.
Here you go.
I will state after 2 years of successful reporting, the defendant will be eligible for unsupervised probation until the duration of the sentence. And after 3 years of no arrest or probation violations, he will be eligible for termination.
All right, well, I'll still go ahead. I don't want your mom to have to pay for bad choices. And I know if you don't have it, I know you want to do it. But how about we suspend at least first 6 months of your probation fees to get you on your feet, get that full-time job, okay?
All right, thank you.
But the money you'd be paying for probation, while I was suspended for 6 months, I want you to give it to your mom and help her out, right?
All right.
All right, best of luck to you, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Just have a seat and
Thanks, Ms. Carter.
Before you can go.
Yeah, I think it's full-time.
Putting slander on your name, kid.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna need you.
My nose just started running.
He's gonna respond, he's looking at.
Oh, is it, oh, but he's responding.
Yes, I copied you on it, I'm just,
Okay.
I know you want to just add to it, I think that's kind of gist of it. It should have happened, they should have waited until, but they, they dismissed it. Y'all scoop.
That's all right. Yes.
What?
I ain't saying that.
Which one, who is it? Is this Mr. Towns or?
Yes, position 2. We're just going.
Oh, okay, number 2, Mr. Towns, 24 SC 002.58. Romulus, is that right, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. All right, you raise your right hand for me, sir? Do you swear affirm testimony you're about to give is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, that you, state and spell your full legal name for the court.
All three,
All 3 of them.
they long, okay. First name is Romulus. That's Romulus. Middle name is Prometheus. Prometheus. And the last name is Towns, Townes.
What says the state?
Mr. Town, are you at this time taking or under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, or medication?
No, sir.
Is there any medication that you normally take that you have not been given?
No, sir.
How old are you and how far have you gone to school?
25, I have a GED.
Are you able to read, write, and understand the English language?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that you've been charged with the following offenses? Originally purchase, possession, manufacture, distribution, or sale of marijuana, which will be reduced to felony possession of marijuana, expired or no license plates or decal, and no insurance will be no pros.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that you have the right to plead either guilty or not guilty to these charges?
Yes, sir.
You understand that if you plead not guilty or remain silent, that you may receive a jury trial?
I do.
Have you had enough time to speak with your attorney about all the facts and circumstances in this indictment?
Yes, I have.
Would you like more time to discuss the case with your attorney, Ms. Charlotte Carter?
No, I wouldn't.
Are you satisfied with her services?
Yes, I am.
Do you waive formal reading of the indictment, Mrs. Carter?
Yes, I do.
Do you waive any and all defects in the indictment, including any with respect to name?
So waived.
The state is unaware of any outstanding warrants related to these charges. Do you or your client have any knowledge of any outstanding warrants?
I don't.
Has your attorney advised you of the minimum and maximum sentence for each charge which you are pleading to today?
She has.
Do you understand that you are entering a negotiated plea of guilty, which means that the state will make a recommendation to the court, but they don't have to accept that. They can reject it and sentence you to the max.
I do.
Do you understand that if the court decides to order a sentence that differs from the negotiated plea, that you are expecting that you have the right to withdraw your plea?
I do.
You understand that the state is offering 3 years probation suspended after 1 year's with full compliance?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that if you're currently on probation or parole, your probation or parole may be revoked based on you entering a guilty plea today?
I do.
You understand that if you're placed on probation of any kind, you cannot violate any criminal laws of any governmental unit?
Yes, sir.
You understand that if you're on probation, you must follow all the special conditions of your probation?
I do.
You understand that if you fail to follow all the special conditions of your probation, then you will be subject to revocation of that probation for the balance of your sentence?
I do.
You understand that you are not allowed to possess or use a firearm while on probation?
Yes, sir.
Are you a United States citizen?
I am.
You understand that by pleading guilty to a felony, you may not receive, possess, or transport a firearm?
I do.
You understand that doing so will result in new criminal charges for which you will face a sentence between 1 and 5 years?
I do.
Do you understand that by entering a plea of guilty today, you are waiving any and all defenses, including any mental health defenses?
I do.
Do you understand that by pleading guilty, you are giving up the following rights: the right to trial by jury, the right to remain silent, the right to confront witnesses against you, the right to the assistance of counsel, the right to the presumption of innocence, the right to appeal if convicted of these charges at trial?
I do.
Is it your decision to waive these rights, which means not to use them, and enter a guilty plea today?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced, threatened, or promised you anything to get you to enter a guilty plea?
No, sir.
Is it your decision to enter a guilty plea because you are in fact guilty?
I am.
How do you plead to the charges of felony possession of marijuana in indictment number 24SC002158?
Guilty.
Is this guilty plea freely and voluntarily given with full knowledge of the charges against you?
Yes, it is.
Do you understand that you have only a limited right to appeal this guilty plea conviction?
Yes, I do.
Do you understand that you have only 30 days from today to file a direct appeal of this conviction?
I do.
You understand that you have until the last day of the current term of court to file a motion to withdraw your guilty plea?
I do.
Do you understand that if you wish to challenge the voluntariness of your guilty plea, you must do so by filing a habeas corpus petition?
I do.
You understand that for a felony charge, you have only 4 years from today to file a habeas corpus petition?
I do.
You stipulate to the fact, Mrs.
Yes, we will stipulate to the facts.
All right, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Your Honor, we're just asking that the court accept the plea as negotiated. We do have one request to waive the probation fines, any probation fines and fees. While Mr. Towns is working, he is kind of just getting back on his feet, I think. I think for a while, Mr. Towns this arrest sparked holds and other arrests. So he kind of bounced from county to county.
I think they call that the world tour,
Yeah.
when you got a lot of counties you go to. Yeah.
And so I think, upon his release, he's basically bouncing off the bottom. And I think he got a good bounce, one with this offer, but also finding employment. I don't believe it's full-time employment.
It's part-time.
Yeah, and there is going to be great difficulty in paying for probation. So that's the main thing we did discuss in talking about entering this plea. The struggle that would come from having to pay for the probation fees.
Where are you working, Mark?
I work for the Center for Employment and Opportunities on Peachtree.
Okay. We're not a probation officer.
So I'm supposed to be getting some type of certification from the job too. I'm really waiting on them to start my actual classes. Right now, they just got me picking up trash at parks and stuff, but the whole reason I'm actually at the job is for the certification in welding.
Got certification trying to get.
Welding.
Oh. So I'm not gonna waste time telling them I took welding in high school. I welded.
Yeah, I do everything with my hands. I build all that.
Yeah. What do you think about that? So she wanted his be suspended because he's only got a little part-time work. He doesn't have like pop from county to county after this arrest, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, for Fulton County, I don't see a problem, but he does have an open probation out of Carroll County. He may be paying fees for that county.
You said Coweta or Carroll?
Carroll County.
That's not me. Carroll County?
Give me your name one more time.
Romulus Towns?
Towns?
Towns. I don't even know what Carroll County is.
Coweta, correction.
That's,
There's
yeah,
probation out of Coweta County.
So you pay fees there?
I do.
Okay.
I have about $7,000 I'm still trying to pay them, plus another 2,200 from a traffic ticket in Coweta. So I owe them close to 10,000.
No objection.
Okay, we'll be glad to do that. I'll accept this plea as really voluntary. We'll waive your fees, give you a little break there. Coweta County.
I appreciate it, Your Honor.
Folks, no alcohol, no weapons, no replicas of weapons, right? Just follow everything probation wants you to do. And yeah, freely, voluntarily, and tell them to be. Best of luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Good luck, well.
No, you're just gonna have a seat and probation will be with you shortly. Just right here.
This is position 4, Ms. Sanders.
It was he beat me here. He was the first person here. It's coffee. First time in 5 years. It's been at 3. Or did you want to? Let me see.
I'm just trying to, I can't remember, things change. And
I just looked it up.
you keep talking, I'm going to call somebody as a federal defender.
It looked like the probation has to end if he's accepted, and then he has to file a waiver for it.
Hey, Ms. Tice.
I don't know if the previous conviction.
What question? Come on, I have this one.
He gets confused.
Oh, thank you. Let's see, just starter. This is the Mr. Dimitri Marquis Davis.
No, this is position 4, Your Honor.
Yeah, no. I will call you. I'll call you Mr. Martin. Canarius, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
24 SC 004282. Practice raise your right hand for me, sir. You swear affirm testimony about you is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
All right. State and spell your full name if you got a middle name for.
Canaris John Martin.
Can you spell it for the full?
Yes, ma'am. KENARISJOHNMARTIN.
Thank you, sir. What does it say?
Mr. Martin, are you at this time?
If you could speak.
I'm sorry. Are you at this time taking or under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, or medication?
No, sir.
Is there any medication that you normally take that you have not been given?
No, sir.
How old are you and how far have you gone to school?
24, finish up high school.
Say it again.
24 and finish high school.
Are you able to read, write, and understand the English language?
Yes.
Do you understand that you've been charged with the following offenses: aggravated assault and possession of a firearm during commission of felony?
Yes.
Do you understand that you have the right to plead either guilty or not guilty to these charges?
Yes.
Do you understand that if you plead not guilty or remain silent, that you may receive a jury trial?
Yes.
Have you had enough time to speak with your attorney about all the charges in this indictment?
Yes.
Would you like more time to discuss the case with your attorney, Ms. Charlotte Carter?
No, I'm good.
You can have more time if you want more time.
Get a few questions, actually, you can take a minute.
Guess a question or two.
Oh,
You can take it, all right, we'll stand down.
Wherever you feel comfortable, just follow me.
Okay.
Go ahead. You wanna go out?
We're hurrying, Grandma, I'm sorry, I don't know his last name, but we're trying to hurry it up, okay? I said, we're trying to hurry it up and get you out of here, I just keep calling grandmas, I don't know your name, so I'm sorry. Right, so we're trying to get you out of here. Here's for the cheese.
we're ready to go forward.
Okay, we're back on break. All right, great.
Are you satisfied with your lawyer's services?
Yes.
Mrs. Carter, do you waive formal reading of the indictment?
Yes.
Do you waive any and all defects in the indictment, including any with respect to name?
So waived.
The state is unaware of any outstanding warrants related to these charges. Are you or your client aware of any?
No.
Has your attorney advised you of the minimum and maximum sentence for each charge which you're pleading to?
Yes.
You're aware that aggravated assault carries with it a 1 to 20-year sentence range, and possession of a firearm during commission of a felony carries with it a 1 to 10-year sentence range.
Yes.
Do you understand that today you're entering a negotiated plea of guilty, which means the state will make a recommendation to the court, but the court does not have to accept that. They can reject it and sentence you to the max.
Yes.
Do you understand that the state has offered 5 years probation, 50 hours community service, and to stay away from the victim, Roscoe Jones?
Yes.
Did you say suspend after 3?
Suspend after 3.
So long as he doesn't violate the laws and keeps himself out of trouble.
Okay, got it. Anything else?
Do you understand that if you're currently on probation or parole, the probation or parole may be revoked based on your guilty plea today?
Yes.
Do you understand that if you're placed on probation of any kind, you cannot violate any criminal laws of any governmental unit?
Yes.
Do you understand that if you're on probation, you must follow all the special conditions of your probation?
Yes.
Do you understand that if you fail to follow all the special conditions of your probation, then you will be subject to revocation of that probation for the balance of your sentence?
Yes.
Do you understand that you are not allowed to possess or use a firearm while on probation?
Yes.
Are you a United States citizen?
Yes.
Do you understand that by pleading guilty to a felony, you may not receive, possess, or transport a firearm?
Yes.
Do you understand that doing so will result in new criminal charges for which you will face a sentence between 1 and 5 years?
Yes.
Are you asking to be treated as a first offender under the provisions of the First Offender Act?
Yes.
Have you ever pled guilty or nolo contendere to a felony in the state of Georgia?
No, sir.
Have you ever pled guilty to a felony in any other jurisdiction?
No, sir.
Have you ever been sentenced for any crime, whether felony or misdemeanor, under the First Offender Act?
No.
Has your lawyer explained the First Offender Act to you?
Yes.
Do you understand that if you violate the terms of your first offender sentence or commit a new offense while on first offender probation, your first offender status could be revoked? This means that you could be adjudicated guilty and you could be resentenced up to the maximum sentence for each charge in this indictment. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that by entering a plea of guilty today, you are waiving any and all defenses, including any mental health defenses?
When entering the plea, you no longer, in entering the plea, you give up your right to a trial. So it's basically saying at that trial, we wouldn't be having a trial and you wouldn't be able to present any of your defenses at that trial. And one defense at trial is insanity or mental health.
Okay.
So do you understand you're giving that up by entering this plea?
Yes.
Okay, you could repeat the question?
Do you understand that by entering a plea of guilty today, you are waiving any and all defenses, including any mental health defenses?
Yes.
Do you understand that by pleading guilty, you are giving up the following rights: the right to trial by jury, the right to remain silent, the right to confront witnesses against you, the right to the assistance of counsel, the right to the presumption of innocence, the right to appeal if convicted of these charges at the trial?
Yes.
Is it your decision to waive these rights, which means not to use them, and enter a guilty plea today?
Yes.
Has anyone forced, threatened, or promised you anything to get you to enter a guilty plea?
No.
Is it your decision to enter a guilty plea because you are in fact guilty?
Yes.
How do you plead to the charges of aggravated assault and possession of a firearm during commission of a felony in indictment number 24SC004282?
Guilty, right? Guilty.
Yes.
Yes. Guilty.
Is this guilty plea freely and voluntarily given with full knowledge of the charges against you?
Yes.
You understand that you have only a limited right to appeal this guilty plea conviction.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that you have only 30 days from today to file a direct appeal of this conviction?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that you have until the last day of the current term of court to file a motion to withdraw your guilty plea?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that if you wish to challenge the voluntariness of your guilty plea, you must do so by filing a habeas corpus petition?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that for a felony charge, you have only 4 years from today to file a habeas corpus petition?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Carter, do you stipulate to the facts?
Yes, we do stipulate to the facts. Your Honor, we're requesting that the court accept the plea as negotiated. In addition, we are asking to suspend a portion of for a portion of time to suspend the probation fees. Mr. Martin, I thought he was previously working at Wendy's as a cook. He has since lost that job. So there is going to be some financial hardship. I already did speak with probation this morning to make sure we make a note on his probation sign up that he needs assistance with the job.
So where are you living, Mr. Martin?
In between houses with my mom and my sister.
And what kind of job you looking for?
Really a cook or janitorial, or I'm working on trying to get my finish out my certificate for welding.
Welding too, I don't know.
It's actually quite lucrative.
So, Mr. Martin, really, long story short, so allegedly this was over a fight. I think you did this, you said you didn't. A couple of days ago, there was a young man here whose girlfriend cheated, but then told him that she was sexually assaulted, so he decided to take his law in his own hands, went out and fired 12 rounds at somebody he thought had done it. The guy that she, had the affair with lived, but an innocent man died. That was working in a maintenance closet. Because that's how he did what he did to take it in his hand. Never called 911, never did this. So, and it breaks my heart. Because y'all are both smart enough and having that, I know you want I don't know if you need any management. You do?
You need it badly.
No, just gonna add that to your sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's, I mean,
that's fine, but
that's, y'all have anger management, don't you?
Yeah.
Does that cost him any money?
You can do that instead
No,
of-
it's through the, their reporting center.
Okay, because I don't want you to reoffend, and that's okay. You know what? I'm glad you admit it.
Your Honor, we would withdraw the community service in exchange for anger.
All right, but, and that's like a, what, 12?
I know the family violence is long.
Uh,
I don't think anger management is
It's just
as
start, I
long.
think our next class starts up in February.
I mean, because I don't want you to miss this,
I can do that.
you know? I want you to do good, and I don't want to see you again unless we're just passing on the street, and I'm like, hey, I'm just cooking at a restaurant or something, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
It's 12 sessions, 90 minutes each.
Okay, yeah. Service off and, how about, let's see. It start recording there. You got it? I can, go ahead and stop, okay, all right, so, if I waive 6 months of your fees, that'll help you out?
Yes, ma'am.
Alright. So add no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, no replicas of weapons. You can't have or fake guns or whatever, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And Roscoe Jones, is that RSCOE or is it RSCO? So on the warrant it says ROS.
ROSCOE.
So there is an E, okay, Jones. He was also a cross defendant, so I'm assuming that,
No, because he was in possession of a stolen gun during
okay.
this
So
incident.
that's why he was a cross.
Yes.
Okay, so no further contact with him. No problem staying away from him, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Let me know how you like the anger management, okay? I'll accept this, negotiated plea as freely, voluntarily, and want to be given. Best of luck to you and good luck with welding.
Thank you, ma'am.
Where are you gonna live?
Um, I can live in Fulton
No,
County.
is that where your mom is?
She in Clayton. My mom in Clayton County.
Oh, okay.
My sister in College Park.
Oh, okay. All right, well, best of luck to you, okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. That's it. Oh,
We'll take it back.
take a break. All right, we'll take a break. 1 second.
That's why we talk. Yes,
Anything before, it wasn't.
I want you to get on that, I want you to show me that you're serious.
She has the number to the recruiter if you wanna call her. Oh, now.
You have to show me that you're serious. So, you know, like Googling, goarmy.com, whatever, that's not serious. Not working on your GPC, that's not serious. Doing what you gotta do to get there, to enlist or regular army full-time or full enlistment, and, that's means you're serious, and I get something from that means you're serious, but just, you know, saying, because your GED takes a minute, you need your classes or whatever, and I don't know how often they give the test.
Now, Your Honor, he is on probation in the Fulton County case, and we do have a free GED program.
Look at that, boom.
It starts all the time. I mean, it's all.
Oh, yeah,
it continuous.
we're partnered with the,
That was
Atlanta
gonna call my
City
brother
Jail.
for that area. too.
What is it? The Atlanta,
Blah, 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 blah.
college, what college is
Atlanta
that?
area tech.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna call. I was
Used to
gonna
be
call-
area tech.
Yeah, I'm gonna call my brother right now. Who's
Yeah, so we do have a partnership with them, for a free GED program, but he has to talk to his officer and get those resources.
Okay, so,
Question, ma'am,
Yes.
do y'all have online classes?
I do think they probably do. I know they do provide a laptop, and they might have GED courses.
We at home,
Mhm.
that's what I'm asking.
If you don't have computer, we have computer. But you have to talk to your officer.
you gotta show me you're serious. You show me you're serious. I'll work for Mr. Norman and the state to try to help you. I believe in second chances, and you said the military, and I think it's absolutely fabulous, especially if you go. You know. So, you gotta show me that you're serious. So that means probably call the probation office, get on that, start doing it. If they say, no, we don't have it online, then you get there. Walking, running, crawling, but however, you know, just don't use one of them dang scooters. I can stand up. Okay?
Okay, please, yeah, I have questions.
You ready for the?
I'm waiting on Mr. Mars,
Oh.
and he's out there talking to the recruiter.
Carter? Is Carter here?
Who's coming?
Is, Davis here? Who's Carter?
He is not. He's also on the January 27th calendar. So I'm gonna make sure that he can, there was no notice for this calendar. So, I'm hoping, I gave notice, like verbal notice, because this was supposed to, they were supposed to come in on the 10th and we canceled
You
court,
think
so,
it can start? Is it free?
hopefully he comes on the 27th. He's out of state.
Can
So you're supposed to
online or
come
in person?
online. It's a really stupid
Okay.
case. And I don't know what's going on with him.
Okay.
I don't know why I didn't jump on the thing.
No, I think like his last email to me was really weird. And so, he's also missing teeth because of this. And, I know he was like really depressed, so like, I just don't know where he's at. Like, I don't,
So is it, so they choose morning?
but I would hate, for him, I don't
Or
know.
is it all day?
This case is so dumb. I need him to get it
Okay.
together.
So this is doing that last case tomorrow.
So they can leave now and come over there to the school?
Terrence, who?
Is it Fargo?
Terrence Verbal,
Miracle, okay.
last question.
All right.
Oh, that's a private
All right, my
attorney.
call you right back. I'm gonna see if she can do something for me. Okay. Oh, you at home? Are they in class? Are they up there today? Okay. Okay, all right. Thank you, dear. Bye-bye. Can you? I got my information. I don't know if your information is different from mine. But from the institution, all of their GED programs are in person.
Oh.
Morning, afternoon, or evening. And he said he needs to go today because they just had orientation and then maybe to get him in. But he's getting ready to text me the name and number. Now, I don't know if he needs to go through probation, because it's not a condition of his probation, correct?
Oh.
Is it? Well,
You want to put up?
no, she's looking at his old case.
Oh.
I have a vacation plan.
I need to go, but can I go in your bag? I'm not coming back.
First week in March.
So it's not a condition, Mr. Grady, so you know what I mean?
So it's not a condition, so when when I give you this number, you
You
can call
need to
them.
get fired up and ready to train, ready to be in the army, ready to get your life out, ready to make your grandmama proud. You need to get fired up, but right now you need to get fired up. You need to get fired up, excited about, serving in the United States Army. Okay? You can get fired up and motivated.
Okay, what you got, Mr. Norman?
So I talked to the recruiter, and essentially what he says is if there's any conviction, they go by what's on the police report, not by what we reduce the charge to. So it doesn't matter what we reduce it to because they're going to look at the police report. And then the only way to get around that is if the prosecutor's office writes a letter saying the police report is wrong. So it either has to be a dismissal or it has to be, or Fannie Willis has to write a letter saying that the police report is wrong, which is probably not going to happen.
What about if she agrees to?
Well, that's what Max did. Max got the arm
Yeah, it
out,
has to be.
yes,
It just has to
but
be.
his client did what he was supposed to.
What if we seal it? What if it?
It doesn't matter.
Well, if
It's federal government.
Yeah.
if it's under first offender, then yeah, when the first offender is over, then it doesn't affect him either because he said that is, once it's dismissed and however it happens, then they don't read the report, but
So his first offender case would be okay, as
Yeah.
long as he finishes up his 6 month of probation. As
correct.
far as this case is concerned, if he's serious about getting on and fighting for our country, which we appreciate that,
We would need
you
to
need to get the
postpone it.
GED, ASVAB.
You postpone any plea until that's done, and then it would have to be a dismissal and not a plea to a lesser charge.
No plea. Max said.
Right, no plea, it'd have to be a
It'd have to
dismissal.
be dismissed,
Right.
but the only way to the only way that the state was able to dismiss it is that there was an enlistment.
Right.
A sheet of paper.
Yeah, and he said we can't even put into the sentence that anything about him joining the army reduces the sentence.
Yeah, no, you can't even, I mean, they won't even like try to recruit him if he's got something
Right.
pending.
I'm getting ready to send you the information.
You heard all that, right?
I'm sending you the information now for, company out of Atlanta Area Tech, the contact person. He needs to go ahead and call them and go ahead and get in the GED program.
So can we, when is his probation over, what date?
And you'll be gone. I'll bring it back in August. I bring you back in my birthday month. Who? Okay, I'm gonna bring you back in my birthday month. That's in August.
All right, so let me get the information for you to get into this GED.
I just sent it to you. Well, what you want me to do?
3 months.
I mean, so the onus is gonna be,
In 3 months. 8 months.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Mr. Norman,
Yes,
why don't I do this? Why don't I bring him back in every 90 days or every 60 days to kind of find out where we are with this GED?
make sure you move.
Yes, to
forward.
make sure that we're gonna help hold your hand through this process and make sure you get in. Oh, that's right. Your husband is in the military.
Yeah, her.
Oh, let me,
He was in the ring.
he in something.
You re-enlisted in reserve.
Okay, I knew he was something. We're just going around. Okay. All right, well, we're done.
So what's the?
Okay. We're not doing anything with his case. We're
Don't
gonna
let me know
file
if it's
his-
complete or not. Is it incomplete?
It's incomplete.
Okay. Cause otherwise I.
No, you don't file none of that.
So we'll leave Mr. Davis. I gotta track him down to come in on the 27th.
Okay.
Is it January 27th?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm really hoping that the state just dismisses the case because it should have never been accused. It should have never been arrested. And then I've been emailing you about Mr. Jeremy Mosley,
You said, what you want me to do with him?
lift the bench warrant.
Why you want me to lift the bench warrant? Why do you want me to lift the bench warrant?
Did I put it in the motion?
What about the, Terrence Camaro?
Oh, so he just retained his, is it Max guy? And so he asked for it to be reset, and I told him to just come on in on the 27th of January. That was his reset day. Cause he just
Trying to
retained,
get a great deal.
like,
This worked out.
during the snow day. Cause he didn't, I guess he, cause it was on the original calendar on the snow day on January 10th.
But we so sensitive.
You said Jeremy Mosley.
I emailed you about him. Let me see what I said.
It's hard.
but he calls me incessantly.
Oh, he wants to get out. Does he have a hold?
No, he came from Cobb over here, so he's been in a minute.
He's not in jail. What's his? That's it. Oh, have a good time.
You doing it here, or you going back to your?
No, back to HE, my courtroom, I
Okay.
got child support.
He's not in jail.
He's here.
And what time?
He should be here.
What's
2 o'clock, okay, all right.